Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to discuss about startup versus MNC. We'll talk about the advantages or disadvantages to go of startup and MNC. We'll talk on different factors like which company, how we should choose, how we should select between startup and MNC. So before proceeding, let me introduce myself to those who are new to my channel. Hi guys, my name is Amita Singh and I'm a full stack developer working in Verizon, and I have also worked in CTS. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I will highly recommend you to please press the subscribe button, because on this channel you'll find so many informative videos related to companies, profile, recruitment process, and yes, there is a previous year question paper which I'm not uploading on the channel, but you can join me in the Telegram group. There you'll find so many materials and you can prepare from there. Now let's get started. So let's talk about the difference between a startup and a MNC, multiracial company. And here I'm not including the product-based company. Suppose you have an offer of startup and product-based, then you should definitely go for a product-based company. There is no doubt in that. But the doubt comes when I have an option of choosing, suppose TCS, CTS, Infosys, like these companies, the MNCs, the big firms, and service-based company, and I have an option of our startup. I have both the option. Then which one I should decide? I'll be covering in on the different factor, on the basis of what at the end of the video you'll be able to find which one is better for you. Now the first factor is learning technologies. So guys, if you are so much interested in development or in learning, basically the startup, if you have noticed, the startups rounds are very tough. The interviews are very tough. Means they hire only the cream, among the people, the cream layer of, the good people, the good coder or the good in something. Right? They do not hire like a master recruiter. Even if you know or you don't know, I will hire you. They only focus on your core skills. That's how a startup people hire, right? Hope I'm, correct on this. Now, what happened? The startup company, whatever profile they provides you, they will put you into that profile only. In the same way, if you talk about the MNC, any service-based big company, they may, put you into any profile that depends on your luck. So there, your profile will be luck-based. In startup, you will be given that profile, whatever they have mentioned in the description of job description. So now, this is the factor one was profile-based, and the second thing is learning. Suppose in some big MNC you luckily got a good project, then yeah, you can learn there. But if unluckily you did not get a good project, then there will be no learning. In the startup, whatever means from wherever you have started, you will learn a lot. You will learn throughout your year. You will learn hell lot of things. And within 2 years of learning, you can be master in that. Startups, they make you work that much that you will be definitely master in any technology, whatever technology you are working in startup. But in the same side, in MNC big firms, if luckily you got a good project, there will be learning. If the project is so good, yes, there will be continuous learning and you'll become master. But at the same time, the ratio is 50-50%. Means your chances to be in that project or to be somewhere is 50-50. You may or may not get that project. This is the point number 2, learning. Learning in startup is 100% sure, but learning in MNC is 50-50. Now let's talk about the third factor. The third factor is work-life balance. Work-life balance, if you want, if your preference is given, like you are giving preference to the work-life balance, yes, in startup you have to struggle a lot. Means struggling in the sense of you have to put extra effort, more than 9 hours in fact, maybe, to work, and you will be working a lot, more than the MNC. In MNC, you will be having a good work-life balance. You will enjoy your free time. There, you may not get that time to enjoy yourself. May not get time. So this is about how work-life balance in startup and in MNC. Now the fourth factor is job security. Yes, it is very obvious that job security is MNC is much safer. You will be in the safe side, but yeah, in the startup you may struggle with the job security. But in COVID time, yes, there are so many startup who did well, but there are so many startup who did not do well, and many got fired from their job. So yeah, same way in the MNC you will get less, that fear of job security. But in how to identify whether that startup is good or not, because before thinking about the job security, what you will go think? You will on the basis of what you will decide that in this startup your job will be secure or not. You should check about the funding of that startup, whether the funding is good in that startup, whether their revenue they are generating is good. You should find these things, their revenue, their funding, because if they are not getting good funding, they will not be able to pay you and they may fire you. Your job will be at risk. How can you check that? There is a Crunchbase. On Crunchbase, you can check, Crunchbase is a website, you can search in Google. There you can check the funding of the startup company, the revenue of the startup company. From there, you can get the idea like how this startup company is doing. There are so many startup companies in India who are earning a lot and who are giving hell lot of money to freshers or to 2 to 3 years of experience. Like if you talk about the Car24, this is a startup. Ola is also startup, right? And Ola is doing such a great work in India. So these all are startup who are paying hell lot of amount to their employees. So think about the startup, how the funding is, what are the company which has acquired the startup or not. So for that, just research about the startup is on Crunchbase. On the Crunchbase website, you can research about the startup company. Then only decide whether you want to go into that startup or not. So research about the company because job security is must. Fifth point is job switching. Guys, after 2 years of experience, if you have planned to switch or if you want a good work-life balance, now you are tired of working in startup, and if you have planned to go to some product-based or any company, then any company would prefer the person from startup rather than a person coming from MNC. Startup persons will be given more preference over the MNC service-based company people, because the service-based company employees within 2 years, whatever they have learned is not at all equal to whatever an employee in startup has learned. The skills of employee in startup is beyond anything. So yes, so they will be given more preference over service-based company. If the service-based, that person has not much experience on in his project, then yes, obviously the preference will be always given to startup person. Now the second thing, what in the industry means it's going on, like, because everybody knows in 1 year, if somebody is in MNC, during 1 year they will keep on learning. They will not be focusing on the project, or they will be not in master in something. But if in 1 year of startup, the person might have learned a lot. Everybody's mentality is like that. The person coming from any startup has a good learning skills. So that's what, yeah, there is a judge, there is a kind of judgment on that also from where you are coming. So this is very important. So if your journey is starting from a startup company, then it is really good. Now you should decide whether the startup is good or not. So for that, you need to check out about the startup company. You need to research more about the startup company before going into that, because there are so many product-based startup. There are so many good startup in India, and they provide you huge learning, which is really a good thing. So before heading towards startup, you should research more on the company. You should research about their funding, their number of employees, and how the project is going on, and plus how many companies has, means whether any company has acquired that startup or not. You need to research about that. Then your job will be secure. And in initial period of your time as a fresher, if you are going into startup, then it's really good for you and it's really going to benefit you. Okay, rather than any MNC. MNC, there will be learning that depends on your luck, but in startup there will be definitely a good learning. So now I will not say which company you should choose, because throughout the video you got to know what you should go for. You can decide about the company whether you should choose startup or you should go for MNC. If you want to learn something, if you want to be a great developer, then my preference, my personal choice will definitely be a startup. But if you want a job security, plus you want a work-life balance, and you want you have not much interested in coding skills, then yes, your preference choice should be MNC. So this is the basic difference between startup and MNC. Now you can decide what you want. Hope this video was helpful for you. If it was helpful for you, please press thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and press the subscribe button. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching.